Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with a new CAS video. I'm very excited because I'm actually making the girls from Sex and the City, which a lot of you guys would know is my all-time favorite show ever. I've watched the series probably like 5 times or something like that. I just never get sick of it. I don't know. So I've been wanting to make a CAS of the Sex and the City girls for ages, and also a few of you guys have left comments along the way requesting it as well. So I was excited to get onto it and do it. So first up, we are making Carrie Bradshaw because she is the main girl in the series. If you haven't seen it, it's basically about 4 girls, or as they say, gals, back in the 90s, early 2000s when it was made. It's about 4 of them living in New York City or Manhattan, and it's just about them being career women, but also on the search for love, I guess. So it's very much about trying to find the right men in the city and all of the issues with that. And also at the same time, it focuses a lot on their friendship. And, you know, I just love it. It's so good. Anyway, so Carrie is played by Sarah Jessica Parker. And Sarah Jessica Parker is not your usual typical looking actress. She does have a very unique look about her, and she's copped a lot of hate actually from the media because she isn't, I guess perfect looking, if you want to say that, depending on what you believe perfect to be. But I guess in terms of industry standards, which I hate saying that's just such an awful thing to say, but it's true. She's not perfect looking in the film industry. So I enjoy that though. I think one of the reasons why the show is so successful is because these girls actually look like real women in the real world. Like, very few people look like as perfect as some of the actresses on TV. So I think that's why maybe it's been such a successful show, because you watch it and you can relate to them and they look like real women. So I think the casting in the show is amazing, actually. So anyway, Carrie is very tiny, very fit. She's got a lot of muscular definition, so I wanted to show that in her body, but also make sure that she looked very petite. So her dress sense is very crazy. Patricia Field, who is the costume designer or just the woman who dressed these women throughout the series. She is amazing. My life's biggest regret ever is seeing Patricia Field here in Melbourne. I was in a shopping centre looking down at her from like the second level down into the middle of this shopping centre area, and I saw Patricia Field there because I could spot her from a mile away. And my biggest regret is I was too scared to go up to her to say, oh my God, I love you, because she also did the costume direction for The Devil Wears Prada, which is another one of my favourite films. So, I always kick myself now, but next time I'll know to just go and say hello. But anyway, Carrie's her dress sense is very out there. She wears a lot of stuff, but I also wanted it to have a bit of a 90s feel about it, or early 2000s, because that's when the show was probably most popular. So in the end, I go with this tank top thing showing a bit of midriff. She loves showing midriff because she has the best stomach ever, and a skirt. This dress is actually quite perfect for her. It was an issue though with the hair color, because she is kind of brunette with a lot of blonde through her hair. A lot of streaks, I guess, and so it was impossible to choose her hair color using The Sims 4, so I decided to go with the more blonde color rather than the brown. In the movie, she goes fully brunette, but I thought during the series she was more of a blonde. So putting on some clothes here. As I said, her dress sense is so just broad. The diversity in the clothes that she wears is just crazy, so you could dress her in so many different clothes here, but I think the ones that I chose I felt like represented her the best. So yeah, and she does wear a bun sometimes, so I thought it would be fun to put a bun on her head for one of her clothing attires as well. And she is known for her epic shoe collection. Amazing shoes throughout the entire series, so she had to have some strappy sandals as well. She also has a Carrie necklace that is gold, and so I did give her the gold necklace as well for The Sims 4. Now, Samantha Jones, my favorite character from the series. Samantha is kind of, she's very much a player. She loves being with men, but she doesn't like commitment. So she's quite a crazy character. She's very stylish. She's very very beautiful, I think. And yeah, she was a tough one to make as a sim, actually. I'm not too happy with how Samantha turned out. I did struggle with her, but I feel like her dress sense was pretty spot on. And I just loved creating her as a sim. It was a lot of fun. And you can see that I started off with, back a bit in the video, her walk, because she has a very big strut about her when she's filming. So I had to do that to begin with. She's very beautiful, as I just said. I don't really know how to describe her look. I guess she has a very rounded face. She's got big eyes that are relatively wide set. But I spent so much time on her and I still couldn't perfect her look as a sim. I don't know if it's just difficult to make her as a sim. Some people are difficult to make as sims, but I'm not as happy with her as I was with the other characters. But I gave her my best shot in any case. But I think she is the funniest character ever. She's kind of like a guy in a girl's body in some ways, but then at the same time, she's extremely feminine and extremely glamorous or what have you. So we do have a lot of fun with dressing her with her big hats and big sunnies. She has quite broad shoulders, and I really enjoyed being able to make her on The Sims 4 with the new body changing abilities that the game has, getting to broaden those shoulders to make it more like her. I think their body shapes actually look a lot like the actresses. Carrie, to me, really does look petite and muscular in The Sims 4, and then Samantha does look broad and womanly, whilst Miranda, she's got a very long, elongated neck, and I thought it was really cool being able to do that as well. So yeah, Samantha actually looks or reminds me a little bit of my auntie, which is kind of fun to make, because the whole time I was looking at pictures of Samantha and then I was thinking about my auntie and realizing how similar they are. So that was interesting. But I guess it's kind of looks like her a little bit. The hair's pretty spot on. The hair's quite good. Carrie's hair was definitely probably the one that least represents her in the TV show. But Samantha wears a lot of, I guess, businessy blazers and big chunky earrings. Very much the power woman look about her, and represented through her dress sense. So in the end, we go with a strapless top, because there's always a little bit of sexiness about her. There's always a little bit of flesh, just hints of it. And we also go with, I believe, a striped skirt, which is probably more how she was dressed in the film or the later seasons. It's a little less of that 90s spaghetti strap look about her, because there wasn't really a dress in The Sims 4 that had that 90s vibe to it. So I do go with this strapless dress. I think that represents it quite well. And then she's got more wild hair, which she sometimes had her hair styled as for her gym attire. For a dress sense, I wanted her to be very sexy, because she's always dressed really nicely. I wish there was a nice sheer nightgown that I could put on her, but she does wear red lips in the bedroom and stuff like that, so I wanted to include that. And for a party attire, she's got a very nice structured dress on as well. That we do add sunnies and a hat to in a second, but she's definitely got big chunky earrings, and there's her big hats. Particularly in the movie, one of my favorite scenes is her in Mexico. I think it was in Mexico, or maybe it's just in Miami Beach where she moves to. She wears this humongous hat, and it's hilarious because the hat she uses to cover her face from perving on her next door neighbor whilst eating guacamole and corn chips. It's quite funny. But anyway, going back and having a look at these two characters, Charlotte and Miranda, I haven't included their whole CAS in this because for some reason, whilst I did it, the file glitched, unfortunately. So sorry about that, but you'll get to see the overview of them in any case. But yeah, so we've got Carrie here. Her aspiration is to be a writer, obviously, because she is a writer. And she's romantic, outgoing, and self-assured, because she's very, very self-assured, I think. Despite her struggling with confidence in men at points throughout the series, there's still very much a strong sense of self about her. So I liked that. And yeah, moving on to Samantha. So you can see that she's a lot broader in her figure and she's got that striped skirt on. Her formal wear is the strapless dress with the strappy heels, a little bit 90s in the heels, I guess. And her traits are that her aspiration is that she wants to be with as many Sims as possible. She loves discovering love amongst many Sims. And so she's romantic, self-assured once again, because she's extremely self-assured, and also ambitious. Her walk style, I felt like she needed to have the feminine walk because she has quite a strut about her as well. And yeah, feminine walk I think is a little bit better. And then Charlotte York, here she is. She wears a lot of halter tops throughout the series, very 90s again, early 2000s. And she is family orientated. She hopes to have a family, cheerful and good, because she's very cheerful throughout the series. And her aspiration in the show is that she wants to find Prince Charming and have babies, which she struggles with to become pregnant. So in the end, they adopt. Oh, was that a spoiler? My bad, sorry. But yeah, she wears a lot of black as well, nice black evening dresses and traditional jewelry, so pearl earrings, and she jogs a lot in the series as well. She's a bit of a runner. She had to have the bunny fluffy slippers because it's Charlotte and she's really, really cute. And her party wear is quite, I think this is very Charlotte, a blouse tucked into a nice feminine skirt using reds in it. A little bit of polka dot pattern on that top would have been perfect, but you know, we can't have everything perfect in The Sims 4. It's only the base game. And she gets the feminine walk, I think. It's got a little bit more, oh no, I think we go with the feminine walk. She's got a bit of bounce to her walk, so I think she got the perky walk. Yeah, gave her the perky walk. She's a little bit more bubbly than the other characters. And this is Miranda Hobbes. So she's a lawyer. She's not, I guess, as flirty as the others in a way, or in her dress sense, but she's a bit of a bookworm. I think she's ambitious and definitely a foodie. But I think at the start of the series, she's very career-oriented, but I think towards the end, she actually does want to have a family where she has her little son, and with Steve, and I think after that, she wants to have a good family, healthy family. Just looking at her different outfits here, she looks so good in green. And when they're out going jogging or whatever, she has really lumpy sweaters. You know, her bedtime attire is just an oversized shirt and trackies. And her party wear towards the end of the series, they actually ended up putting her in some very strong geometric prints, which I thought was a lot of fun and looked really great on her with some blue eyeshadow. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon.